After 20 episodes spread over 4.5 months, BattleBots Season 3 has unfortunately reached its conclusion. But looking back, man is there a lot to talk about. Crazy fights, crazy moments, and most of all, breakout stars. Robots that either came to BattleBots for the first time and cemented their place with the elites, or bots that had little success in previous seasons but came alive to defy all expectations. In short, these are bots that made a name for themselves. Keep in mind that the order is pretty loose, and your opinion will probably differ from mine. And that's fine, just don't be a jerk about it. With all that said, here are my top 11 breakout stars from Season 3 of Modern BattleBots. Number 11, Valkyrie. Valkyrie is the only robot in Modern BattleBots with an exclusively undercut or horizontal design. And at a time where vertical spinners are becoming the norm for new builders, Valkyrie is a refreshing addition to the contenders. But the best part of Valkyrie is the fact that Leanne Cushing was able to go 4-2 as a rookie. Next time we see this team, they will have worked out all the kinks with their bot and they will be unstoppable. At first glance, Valkyrie's design may raise some eyebrows, especially with the exposed wheels, but I think a lot about this design is really good, especially the fact that the weapon sticks out in the back. Valkyrie is a bot with so much potential, and I think we've only gotten a taste of what it can do. I can't wait to see how it does next season. Number 10, Endgame. Well, I do think Endgame was a victim of overhype, especially when they called out Tombstone and didn't fight them because reasons. This New Zealand vertical still proved itself to be a potent machine. Even though it went 2-4, its losses were to Bite Force, Son of Waiachi, a rumble against itself twice, and a close but entertaining loss to Sawblaze. While I do think that building a robot without a self-righting mechanism is a really bad idea, using the weapon to hopefully bounce yourself back onto your wheels is better than nothing. But that weapon is serious business. Oh, Brutus's face didn't stand a chance. I think their design could be better, but win or lose, every one of their 6 fights has been very entertaining to watch. I'm looking forward to seeing more of them. Number 9, Scorpios. Scorpios is arguably the lesser of the 2 successful Sawbots this season, but that's honestly not why it's on this list. Scorpios has been the bot notorious for winning matches using strategy that doesn't involve its saw, and against a spinner like Ice Wave, that's really impressive. The biggest reason Scorpios was so effective is because when you take away the saw, Scorpios essentially becomes an armored wedge perfect for taking out other spinners. Not to mention Orion Beach is a darn good driver. I don't really have anything else to say about Scorpios. It's a tough, well-driven wedge with a saw as an accessory. It's good at winning fights. Also, the color scheme this season is infinitely better than in Season 2 because now I can actually tell the difference between them and Sawblaze. Number 8, Warhawk. Warhawk has been a bot of ups and downs this season. On one hand, they have a strong vertical spinner rotating at 230 miles an hour. On the other, they've had driving issues in many of their fights. Most of their fights have been hit or miss. Design-wise, it's fine. Verticals with wedges have been a bit of a meta lately, but I would say Warhawk is one of the better versions because the spinner isn't too high up on the wedge like with Brutus. Also, that wedge is really low to the ground. But I think the most interesting part of Warhawk's design is that its aesthetics make it seem like it wouldn't be a very powerful bot, when in reality it can dish out some hard hits. I just hope it can keep drive on both sides all the time in the future. Number 7, Duck. I love everything about this simple bot. How it throws its face into bots trying to break them, how it's arguably the toughest bot here, and how it has the cutest design of any robot ever. Duck is essentially the counter to any spinning weapon. It's able to take hits from spinners and give them a Newton's third law sandwich in return. It's like trying to punch a hole through a titanium brick. The plow on the front is really well designed. The angled edges not only protect the wheels, but can also send shots from horizontals upward. And when the edges get bent, they actually protect the wheels even more. Also, the way it lifts is, again, super cute. For a bot that doesn't work well with the rules of BattleBots, a 3-3 record is pretty darn good. Howrocker also confirmed that Duck will be back for an upcoming season of BattleBots, so here's hoping the judging system actually allows Duck to win a fight next time. Number 6, Huge. Admit it, you thought they were a joke bot too. Huge is by far the most unique design on this list, with its 40-inch tall wheels and massive vertical spinning bar. Huge is made mostly of a dense plastic known for bending and not breaking, and for the most part, they freaking worked. Putting all the important stuff high off the ground makes it difficult for other robots to attack it, and while the drivers are overthinking, Huge is charging up their weapon and slamming their opponents into oblivion. Of course, while Huge's weakness proved to be horizontals, having a solid wheel without spokes like on Robot Wars' Gabriel would prove to be much stronger. Would those wheels be able to withstand another Ice Wave fight? I think so. Give Huge a few simple structural upgrades and I know they will go far. Number 5, Sawblaze. In a world dominated by vertical spinners, Sawblaze has come to make things diverse again. Sawblaze's wide dustpan design is great for scooping up compact drums and stranding their wheels off the ground. Coupled with the exceptional driving of Jameson Go, you've got yourself a bot capable of smothering its opponents. Want a good drinking game? Take a shot every time Sawblaze pins someone. Also, that saw is no joke. I thought the armor of today would be plenty to fend off little nicks from saws, but Sawblaze can cut through metal like butter. And did you know that Sawblaze actually got snubbed last season? Their close loss to Razorback was a controversial fight that I don't hear a lot of people talking about. With that in mind, I'm glad Sawblaze was able to put on a good show this year. Viva la Sawbots! Number 4, Monsoon. Monsoon is the most destructive vertical spinner I have ever seen. That single-tooth bar is able to bite into and peel armor up in a way that only Bite Forces come close to. I'm not saying they're the best bot here, but they do deliver the biggest hits. Their design is all offense. The body of that robot is built on a pivot around the weapon, allowing it to drive effectively the same upside down, with only the weapon rotation being reversed. They are more susceptible to damage than other bots, but the colossal power of that weapon makes up for the lack of defense. Team Monsoon is comprised of 3 separate Robot Wars teams that I believe came together to build Monsoon for the season of Robot Wars that got cancelled, so they figured why not enter their already built robot into another competition. Good thing they didn't scrap their bot. Ending with a 4-2 record, Monsoon makes for one of the best performances by a first-year BattleBots team. And they're my favorite bot. Go Monsoon! Number 3, Rotator. After Rotator got thrashed by Witch Doctor in Season 2 and broke down against Petunia, I didn't see Rotator as a real threat to anyone. Man, how times have changed. I don't know what happened, but after that loss to Petunia, Rotator came alive with 4 straight wins against Scorpios and Ice Wave. Design-wise, it's a really good idea that counters horizontal spinner counters by allowing one blade to attack while the other spins up. And having one on top and the other as an undercutter makes Rotator one of the more versatile bots. And like the palindrome name suggests, Rotator is perfectly symmetrical, so that's cool. Rotator has been arguably the biggest surprise this season with 2 major upsets, and I can't wait to see what brackets they will bust next season. Seriously, no one saw that coming. And now it's honorable mention time. These bots did do well, but didn't end up on the same level as other breakout stars due to the quality of their victories. Mention 1 goes to Reality. Reality packs a lot of power in that drum spinner, as we saw in its knockouts against Mohawk and Lucky, but reliability issues have been pretty common in most of its fights. That drum stops and starts way more than it should. But iron out these issues and I think Reality can be on the same level as Hypershock. Season not 3. It's funny because Hypershock lost to them. Mention 2 goes to Sharkoprian. For a bot made from junk, Sharkoprian did pretty freaking well. A 2-1 record, a double knockout, and their bot just works. If a literal junk bot can be reliable, why the hell can't bots made from hand-picked materials work? Anyway, Sharkoprian's great in all its fishy glory. Mention 3 goes to Petunia. I'm so glad Mohawk wasn't the only crusher this season because crushers are amazing. Now Petunia is no Spectre, but their bot's fast and works well. 3-2 with the only losses to top 16 contenders makes for a well-constructed robot. Maybe just make that wedge a little less steep. Number 2, Lockjaw. I know, Donald Hudson was more successful back in the good old days. And yes, they have won fights in the modern seasons before. And yes, I specifically said that this Lockjaw didn't impress me. But Lockjaw's 5 straight wins and Desperado tournament victory not only made people, including me, take this Lockjaw seriously after their combined 3-5 record, but also showcased the versatility of the robot and the builders behind the robot. Donald Hudson knows how to adapt. Just like Duck, the angles on the back plow allow horizontal spinners to be deflected upward, as seen in their decisive victory against Waiachi. Their vertical spinner isn't as powerful as some, but is still nothing to overlook. Yet the thing that got Lockjaw into the semifinals was the driving. I don't know if this was subconscious cognitive dissonance or something, but I didn't notice how well Donald Hudson drove until way too recently. It's still not my favorite design by far, but there's no denying that Lockjaw earned every one of its victories this season. Don, you done good. Number 1, Whiplash. Huge may be the most unique design on this list, but Whiplash is definitely my favorite. This is how you spice up a meta. Whiplash's vertical spinner lifting arm combo is one of the most versatile and dynamic designs ever. Whiplash can do it all. Hit you, lift you, attack from above, whip you, lash you, and inevitably take control of the fight. Every one of Whiplash's victories is different because in every fight Whiplash was able to find and exploit a specific weakness, ranging from stranding Mecha Rampage to knocking out Bronco. Funnily enough, I was quite skeptical of this weapon lifting arm combo idea at first, especially after the disaster that was Splatter's performance in Season 2. But the impeccable driving performance by Matt Vasquez and reliability of the robot puts any doubts I had to bed. But don't just take it from me. Take it from the cult of the Vasquez robots, the Whiplads. At 5-2 with its only losses to Giant Nut winners, Whiplash soundly takes the top spot as the #1 breakout star of 2018. So, what do you think? Your opinions are just as important as mine, so I'd love to hear what you have to say. But again, don't be rude if your opinion is different. Anyways, I'm Obsidian Madman. Peace out, folks. I look forward to your return.